Prince William visibly moved after hearing bereaved mother's story. Welcome, dear royal enthusiasts, and a heartfelt greeting to all our new listeners tuning in today. You're watching Crown Chronicles, your ultimate destination for everything regal, emotional, and inspiring from the world of monarchy. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and join our growing royal family so you never miss a moment of history in the making. Today's story is one of resilience, compassion, and the unspoken power of shared grief. It is titled Prince William Visibly Moved After Hearing Bereaved Mother's Story, and trust me, you'll want to stay with us till the very end. Because what began as a formal royal engagement quickly turned into one of the most deeply human moments we've seen from the future king, a royal visit like no other. Prince William is no stranger to emotional encounters. As a passionate advocate for mental health awareness, he has spent years listening to stories of hardship and loss. But during a recent visit to a bereavement support center in northern England, witnesses say something shifted in the prince. He arrived with his usual calm demeanor, hands gently clasped, polite smile, and that trademark nod he gives when acknowledging the crowd. Cameras flashed, reporters whispered, and royal aides maintained careful distance. Everything was as expected. Until Emma Lewis stepped forward. Emma, a quiet woman in her mid-40s, clutched a framed photo of her teenage son. She took a breath, and began to speak. What followed was a story that would leave the entire room silent. He was gone before I could say goodbye. Emma explained through trembling words that her 15-year-old son, Jack, had passed away in a tragic accident just 2 years prior. She described the unbearable moment she received the call. The empty room. The stillness of his untouched bed. The deafening quiet that replaced laughter. As she spoke, something remarkable happened. Prince William, usually composed and steady, lowered his gaze. His posture softened. His eyes welled with visible sorrow. Gone was the royal figurehead. In his place stood a grieving son who had known heartbreak himself. Those who remember know that William was just 15, the same age as Jack, when he lost his own mother, Princess Diana. A loss the world witnessed, but few understood. Emma's voice began to crack. I wake up every morning wondering how I'm supposed to be strong when the best part of me is gone. And that's when William stepped closer. He didn't interrupt. He didn't offer rehearsed condolences. He simply whispered, I understand. A moment beyond royal protocol. Royal protocol usually keeps engagement structured, a handshake, a photo, a polite exchange, and then onward to the next stop. But that day, protocol dissolved. Prince William placed his hand gently over Emma's and spoke quietly, not as a prince, but as a man who knew loss intimately. I remember wishing someone would just acknowledge that the pain doesn't go away, he said softly. People think time heals, but really, you just learn to carry it differently. Emma broke down in tears, and in an unexpected move, William embraced her. Reporters, usually quick to shout questions, stood silent. Some even put their cameras down. It was no longer about headlines, it was about humanity, the power of shared grief. Many forget how deeply William and Harry were affected by Diana's death. At just 12 and 15, they walked behind their mother's coffin before the eyes of millions. The world mourned with them, but grief doesn't heal simply because it's public. In past interviews, William has said, there are moments when grief hits you out of the blue. A smell. A sound. A memory. And suddenly you are back in that moment. Emma's story had clearly transported him back. Observers noticed William's voice tremble as he continued speaking to the group. Sometimes, he admitted, being strong means allowing yourself to cry. And for a brief moment, his voice broke. The internet reacts. This is why he'll be a great king. Within hours, the footage circulated online. Social media erupted with comments like, this is the man Diana raised, compassionate, grounded, real. He will be a king people can approach without fear. We don't need perfection in a leader, we need empathy. And William has it in abundance. Royal watchers frequently debate who among the younger royals carries Princess Diana's emotional legacy, and moments like this leave little doubt. More than a prince, a listener, a healer. After the event, William stayed longer than scheduled. He spoke to several more parents, each with their own stories of loss. He didn't rush. He didn't treat them like part of a royal duty, he treated them like equals in pain, one parent later shared. He made me feel like my child was remembered. That alone is a gift. Another said, he didn't try to fix my grief. He just sat with it. And that's what I needed. Why this moment matters: in a world where many see royalty as distant or privileged, moments like this remind us that they are human too. Prince William could have kept his guard up. He could have maintained the ceremonial distance expected of him, but instead, he chose vulnerability, he chose connection over protocol, and that, dear viewers, is leadership of the highest kind. The legacy of Diana lives on. Princess Diana was famously called the people's princess. She hugged AIDS patients when no one else would. She knelt beside landmine victims. She cried openly when moved, and now, her son carries that torch. William once said, "I want to make my mother proud." If she were here today, there is no doubt, she would be. Final thoughts: as we watched Prince William stand beside that grieving mother, we didn't just see a prince. We saw a son. A father. A future king who understands that true strength lies not in silence, but in empathy.